Welcome back to Black Girl Lost Keys YouTube channel. Of course, I'm Renee Brooks. Today, I'm going to be having a very special holiday episode, and we're going to be talking with Inger Colzie about life transitions and holiday stress. It's a really great chat. I can't wait for you guys to watch it. Thanks so much for tuning in. Don't forget to hit subscribe. We'll talk to you soon. Happy holidays. Welcome to a special holiday chat. I'm Renee from Black Girl Lost Keys. I've got my very special guest, Inger, with me tonight. Inger is an actual licensed therapist, and we're going to have a quick talk about adjusting to the life cycle in conjunction with the holidays and holiday stress. So, Inger, if you want to just tell the people who you are and what you do.
Hi, my name is Inger Colzie. I am a licensed therapist in Bala Cynwyd, Pennsylvania, right outside of Philadelphia. And I'm starting my ADHD coaching journey. 2020, yes. Here I come. So I'm a mom with ADHD, and I have an ADHD kid. And it's just really been interesting how all of that is shaping my holidays, this year.
Right. And so... And I know we talked about this earlier, because just for those of you at home, this is take 2 because somebody didn't hit the record button, but I'm going to ask it again. What is it like being an ADHD parent to an ADHD kid?
Well, it's interesting. I said it is a notion because it is a lot to deal with. ADHD kids have a lot of things that they have to deal with. Internally and externally. And then that leaves you to have to deal with things internally and externally. And because I didn't get my diagnosis till later, I didn't realize how difficult it was for me to be able to handle these things. But, we make sure that our kids always have what they need, no matter what's going on with us.
Right. And you were diagnosed within the last 6 months. So you've been doing it. How long ago was your son diagnosed?
He was diagnosed about 5 years ago, but clearly, since you're born with it, we've been dealing with the ramifications of people not understanding it, especially an ADHD Black boy, his entire life. So it wasn't until about 5th, 6th grade, when they were really like, you need to look into something for him, like, what's going on with him. And at first they didn't want to test them for ADHD, and I, made them do that. And when we got the paperwork, they're going to give you a questionnaire to fill out. And I'm looking and I'm going down, filling out for him. And I'm like, yes. And it's like, oh, yes. And I'm like, yes. And I'm like, oh my goodness, yes. Because I was like, that's me. It's me too.
Yeah.
And I didn't really know that much about ADHD. And I definitely didn't know about how it affected adults, because they didn't really have ADHD when I was a kid. So, I got him diagnosed, but I really wasn't able to get myself diagnosed until about 6 months ago. I just happened to be at a CHAD meeting where a woman stood up, and she had 3 kids, and she was an ADHD mom, and she spoke of her journey, and she mentioned where she got diagnosed, and she was wonderful, and she let me know where she went, and I went. It's like an hour from my house, and I live, outside of Philadelphia, major metropolitan area. And I went to a place, they took insurance because it's so expensive to get diagnosed. And there's still a lot of people who don't believe in ADHD, especially for adults. But I was able to get diagnosed, and it's helped dramatically. And it allows my son and I to have a kinship, with the fact that we both have the diagnosis. So that's been good. But he's just getting older. And it's been a journey. So this year we had our IEP meeting that we have for him, and when we went into the meeting, I was pleasantly surprised in the fact that the teacher said, he's been very empathetic. He had reached out to a teacher who lost their pet and said, you'll be fine, and I'm so sorry. And the teacher said no other student did that. And then another teacher, he had emailed and said, happy birthday. And she's like, no other student did that. And I was just shocked because I didn't know any of this. I wasn't sure my kid knew empathy, because teenagers come to you and, so they want. And then they also said that he's been advocating for himself grade-wise. He's been writing emails, and I was shocked that he knew how to write any kind of email.
He can write and he's not saying anything embarrassing?
Apparently not, which is shocking.
Right.
So they said, he's advocating, he's ready, to find out what his grades are and what he needs to do. And he's, managing, these types of things at school. And that's shocking because he was never doing that before. I was doing that from afar. So the fact that he's doing it is great. I mean, that's what I've been fighting for this for all this time, is you've worked so hard to have your kids be able to take care of themselves. And I know, especially being a therapist, that it's that time when they have to move away from you. That's the normal cycle. However, that happened, and he said he wants a car. He's getting ready to drive. And now he has a job. And for me, this Christmas has been, it's been a lot. It's been melancholy, because it's hard for me to kind of understand, like, he's moving away like he should. He's actually, he's going to launch. And I've been fighting for that, but I shouldn't be sad. So in the middle of that, it's just kind of some melancholy, which makes me feel a little crazy, to tell you the truth.
But
it really does.
Stuff like that. Like, that's the way you feel is the way you feel. It's a natural feeling. Every parent has it. I think sometimes we think that we're supposed to be above, like, human feelings. Like, we think we're some kind of, like, superhuman.
Well, yeah. And, especially I think Black women in particular, we have that superwoman role. There's so many things we need to do. And I've been fighting so hard because, everyone fights for their kids. But, my kid especially is going to make sure that, he's taken care of. And now that, my role is changing. And I just to accept that. And I think just because it's really happening around the holidays, I'm just like, I'm trying to honor my feelings. I think it's really important to honor your feelings. I'm like, is this RSD?
Well, like, it could be on some level, though, because sometimes parents do it, like, we do, it's like, you don't need me.
Yeah.
Like, but you're supposed to need me when you needed me before.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's a little bit of RSD flaring. Because as somebody who experiences it regularly, there is no logic that applies to RSD at all.
That I do know. It's not something that hits me a lot, but I do believe that that's part of the reason why I haven't been able to shake the melancholy. It's not my norm. But, I felt it was important to talk about it. I'm sure that there's some other moms or other people just out here dealing with at least some RSD, because this time of year, the fact that we all want everything to be perfect and we work so hard for things to be perfect. I was saying that, I try to make these big holiday meals and I can never seem to get them out at the time that I call dinner for. People know to come 2 hours late. You come early, you come talk, you can come and drink something, but there's no food until I'm finished.
And I'm always, remember when they used to have the bowls of nuts?
Yeah, I do that.
Yeah.
I do that, and I try to have some appetizers, but people want food. And I'm always ambitious with what I'm making, and I can never get my timeline straight, because that is my biggest challenge. Time blindness is that's my thing. So, when these things, ADHD things pop up, it makes you feel less than a lot of times. So, to not feel less than, to maybe, not be as ambitious, and to have self-care and self-compassion. Like, I think that we don't do enough of that. We really don't. It's like to have some self-compassion. Yeah. This is what happened. It's okay.
We talk a lot about self-care, but we don't talk enough about self-compassion, because we'll be there putting the face mask on like, I don't know why I have to do things for you, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You don't deserve it because you're messing up. Like, I don't think that people are accustomed to thinking of those as two separate things, but they are. Like,
they like, definitely are. Yeah, self-care is what you do for you in order to make you feel good, or to like renew your battery. So, sometimes it is like get your nails done or getting a massage, and sometimes it's like sitting in quiet, or having a conversation with somebody that you need to have. It's whatever it is for you that renews your battery. Self-compassion is just that, being compassionate of self. saying it's okay, you are human, and it's all right to be human, and humans make mistakes, and humans are allowed to just be, and you can just be a person, messy and all, forgetting to hit record and all, and it's fine. It's fine, because this is who we are. And when you have self-compassion, that's when you can really ascend to the top, because I was like, I'm perfectly imperfect. That is who I am. And, once you can, be with that, then you can get through. I can get through, and I can admit that I'm having this problem, how I feel about my kid, even though I'm a therapist, I should know better. But it's like to have self-compassion. That's how I feel. And like, that's okay. It's what you're feeling.
That's right.
And it's important.
It is. So what other tips do you have for us for holiday stress?
Two, when you look at, I know some people, like, they have clutter in their home. If you came to my home, you would know to not take that too seriously. If you feel some type of way about it, then clean the room that people see. Don't worry about all the other places. Things like impulse control with eating. There's so much food around. To take the time and think about it. Planning, I think, is the key. Anything that you can plan is going to make your life easier. So if you're going to like a dinner or something, I know we all like free food, but then to say, hey, maybe I should eat a little something so that I don't eat everything that's there. Or, if you want
eat
a couple cookies, but don't eat the whole entire plate of cookies, which I think we've all done at some point.
I think, like, when ADHD people think about planning, like, we tend to think about planning as like sitting down and writing down a plan. But for something like this, like, I don't know, for me, I get more out of kind of going, okay, what does that look like when I get to that party? What happens? And then I just kind of visualize what it's going to be like versus writing down a specific plan. But that's still planning. Like, I think not every plan has to be a written out thing unless the project requires that. So maybe that's one of the reasons why we avoid planning so much.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think most planning is not going to be written out. Oh, if everything had to be written out on a piece of paper, that I would lose.
I never write everything down. Like, people are like, write down your goals, and I'm like, okay.
No, you can just, sometimes you can take your phone and jot something down if you need to, but sometimes, like I said, in your mind, just to try to picture where you are or where you're going or what's going to happen, to be in that moment, and then back your way out of it. So I'm here, and how did I get here? These are the steps that I had to take to get where I want to go. And you figure out how to do that in a way that works. Again, if you don't want to eat everything, then what are you going to do differently that you don't eat everything? That's not nailed down. If you want your place clean, what do I have to do differently to have a certain place clean? And in expectations, like, people have such expectations of how it should be, to really look at what your life is really like. And the shoulds kill people. It's not what it should be. It's what it is. And what it is for you is what it is, for good or for bad, but it is. And once you can accept that, it makes your life a lot easier. Also, especially during the holidays, because we just want to do so much. We want to do so much. And we have this deadline, we got to get done. So it can just put a lot of stress on people to have to do that.
It is a lot of pressure, but here we are,
we're
successful women.
Mm-hmm.
With our houses.
Mm-hmm.
We're probably going to get the meal put on late. And guess what? None of that has anything to do with our level of success, how accomplished we are as human beings, our value as human beings. We assign all these values and thoughts about what it means if you do this. So if you're the person who assigned the value, you can also unassign the value. And that, like, when you realize it's like that's where the magic happens. That's where you realize, like, oh, I have so much more control over my life than I thought I did. Like, a lot of control. Like, so the only person's expectations who matter are mine and the people in my household after mine. Like, wow. It releases you from so much guilt and shame and expectations of stuff that you don't even really want. Like a lot of these things that we think we want, we don't want that shit.
No, we don't want it. It's not who we are. We're putting on airs and fronts for other people. And because if you're just doing what you want, then you don't have a lot of this stress that I'm telling you. You don't have that because you're just doing what you want for yourself. And I think that's a very powerful point in the fact that if you're the one that assigns the value judgment, and you can assign it any way that you like, you really can. And once you can embrace that knowledge and that feeling, the magic, that's it's life. Like that's fire. Like it is who we are. It's the essence of who we are. Because then you can do whatever it is you want. And it allows you to move in your life in a way that's powerful.
And you don't feel like you're not under the control of society's expectations and your mother's expectations, and spouse's expectations. And it gives you the opportunity to ask yourself who you really are and what you really want. And the answers might surprise you.
Absolutely. They surprised me.
Right. Like it's like, oh, I don't care if the house is cluttered. Nobody else who comes to visit cares if it's a little cluttered. In fact, by now they expect it. What am I killing myself trying to make the house perfect for? Like, now, too much clutter, on the other hand, makes me anxious, but that's a personal thing. So now I know when it gets too cluttered for me, I take care of it. Before that point, it's not bothering me, and it's not bothering the dogs, and we're the only 3 people who live here. Nobody else is relevant.
Yeah. When you do live with other people, you do have to take them in mind.
Yeah. If somebody else lived here, I would definitely have to take their opinion in mind, but just for now.
But the value judgments on things, are definitely ours as a person to be able to decide, what you would like to do with that and how you like to run your life, because it's your life. You only get one. You need to run it the way that you want to run it. You said not for your spouse or your kid or your mom or anyone else. And especially those people, those outside people who everybody has some thoughts running in their head. I tell people that, it's like running talk. It doesn't mean that you're crazy. Everybody has it.
Right.
Most of the time, people are so busy listening to their running thoughts that they can't even be concerned about the clutter in your house or what you're wearing or what you look like or what you're doing, because they're so worried about what you're thinking about them.
Listen, that's the second realization. People aren't thinking about you.
No.
Like, once you realize that it doesn't matter what they think anyway, and they're not thinking none of the things that you think, it's like, it does. It just puts you into a whole nother category as a human. I wished I had gotten there sooner, but I got here as soon as I could.
Yep. And here you are. I too wish. That's the beauty of a little bit of time under my belt to be able to have that. And I realize that, for a lot of this stuff, when it does, kind of creep up on you and you get overwhelmed, just breathe. It'll be okay. It'll definitely be okay.
That's it. Any final words for us, Inger?
And that's it. Just breathe. Don't take yourself too seriously. This is the life that we have. We need to enjoy it. This time is Christmas time. It is the time where, just try to enjoy yourself and the time you have with the family that you would like to see, and to be able to spend time with the friends you like to see, and be happy. Be happy. It's that time.
Be happy for barking dogs, I guess.
Oh, well, we are happy for barking dogs. The dog said amen. The dog said amen on that one.
The dog was co-signing. He's like, I agree completely.
Exactly, because the dog knows.
I think this was a great chat. I'm really, really glad that we decided to sit down and get this thing done. I'm so glad you came. I wish you a very, very happy holiday. And to all of you, I wish you a happy holiday as well. I am hosting Christmas at my house, and my house is not clean. So I'll be cleaning between tonight and tomorrow. And if it ain't perfect, I wasn't expecting it to be anyway. So we're good.
The dog said we are good, right?
Right? It's like, dude. Nobody. Look, I appreciate your opinion, but we don't need it all right now. Keep some for the next video.
All right. Well, I tell everybody you can reach me at ingercolziecounseling.com.
Yes.
And yeah, for any type of therapy, in the Pennsylvania area.
Anywhere else we need to look for you? Any social media, anything like that?
Not yet. Coming in 2020. Like I said, my ADHD coaching journey begins then. A few more days.
That's right. It's coming. I can't wait. All right. Talk to you soon, Inger.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a happy holiday, everybody.
Thank you.
Love you, Renee. See you later.
Bye.
Thanks for watching Black Girl Lost Keys. We'll be coming with lots more videos in 2020. So don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss anything. Talk soon. Have a happy holiday.